I'm Javier Barrera on Insight. People of the Baha'i faith have long been persecuted in Iran. Filmmaker Reza Allamehzadeh's new film, Iranian Taboo, depicts the plight of the Baha'i in Iran. Reza, thank you very much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about your film and what got you interested in the subject?
Well, my film is about, to put it in short sentence, is about a taboo in Iranian culture more than a century. So it's about persecution of Baha'is, and the reason that I made the title is Iranian Taboo is that nobody in Iran would like to talk about this subject. There are people who are not really against this religion or the followers of this faith. And there are people who respect human rights for everyone. There are a lot in Iran, but this subject is something that they would like not really to get into it. So they think it's too dangerous in one side and too difficult to explain why they are defending them. So that was why I thought, well, to make something about these people and the hardship that they have gone through all these years, especially after the Islamic Revolution in Iran.
How did you manage to do the filming in Iran? Can you talk a little bit about how that worked?
A friend of mine who's an artist and stage director and is a Baha'i actually helped me a lot in this case. Being a Baha'i, he had contact with Baha'is inside Iran. So through him, I managed to talk to Baha'is inside Iran. For instance, from Tehran train station to Turkey, a route that normally Baha'is take coming, when they leave Iran or they're forced to leave Iran, they take this train from Tehran station to Kayseri in Turkey. So I managed to film the whole way. Part of the film is done by the family who left Iran, and the other part is by professionals who did the same trip to shoot the shots that I needed for the film.
Can you tell me a little bit about the woman Nadare, who was forced to flee with her daughter from Iran?
Well, not only being a Baha'i is a difficult situation in Iran, but also having a little daughter. The girls are deprived of all the rights that every human being might have. In Iran, having a daughter is really, really difficult. Many people leave the country just because of their children, especially if the children are girls. So in this case, there were double difficulties, and that was why they decided to leave. But I say it very clearly in the film that the policy of the Islamic regime in Iran is to push them out of the country. They don't like to capture them or to put them in prison, as sometimes they do, and they don't like to execute them as they did in the beginning of the revolution because of the repercussions that it could have outside Iran. So what they are doing is pushing them out by not giving the possibility to go to the schools or to universities or having their business, whatever it is, or all the pressure that they can. So, but the only thing that they give them very easily is the passport.
What kind of discrimination are the Baha'i subjected to in Iran?
Well, all kind that you can imagine. For instance, what I'm talking in the film, the main points. First of all is that officially they cannot go to universities. So they have one scene of my film is about underground university, if you like. They call it like that. So they are studying actually in their homes, like living room as a classroom or kitchen as laboratory, and I have films. Well, there are many things, but probably it's good if I mention that it's not only the government. The problem of Baha'is and the subject of my film is not just condemning the regime as doing all these things. Unfortunately, the population of Iran, non-Baha'is, are also not very friendly with Baha'is. All those propaganda against them, years and years, has caused such bad feeling in the mind of non-Baha'i Iranians that they are not really as friendly as they are with other religious people.
What kind of propaganda is there against the Baha'i?
The most dangerous and unhuman of all the propaganda against them, which I deal in length in my film, is accusing them as the spies of Israel, the whole society. So I'm talking about this in my film a lot. The big part of the film is about that because it's the most important problem they have and most important question that the non-Baha'is in Iran have. They want to know why is that? Why a Baha'i is thinking of Israel and feeling good about Israel. So this is the question, and I try to answer that. You know, the prophet was exiled in a place where now is Israel, but that was 80 years before establishment of Israel. So that was Ottoman Empire, an Arab state. So he was there and he died there. And the shrine of the prophet of them is there. So like all Muslims in Iran who wish at least once in a lifetime to go to Mecca in Saudi Arabia, so any Baha'i in Iran would love to go once in Israel of today, where the shrine of the prophet is. So this is quite understandable. I try to explain this in the film in length because that was the most difficult. Remember that a Baha'i girl or boy, a little baby, grows up with the fear and nightmare of being called a spy of Israel in a country where Israel is supposed to be the biggest enemy of the country. And they grow up with this fear that one day they would be called, or their father or mother or brother would be called as a spy. So that was why I spent a pretty big part of the film on that, talking to people, explaining myself in the film, that why they are willing to go to Israel. This doesn't have to do with the government. This is just that the place that is sacred for them, and they want to visit that.
What's been the reaction to your film, and has it been seen by anyone in Iran?
Yeah, the film was broadcast by Voice of America for Iranians inside Iran. So far, I have heard a lot of good things about that. I know that the film, and that's the way they do that in Iran. They tape the film, then they make DVD and they sell it here and there. And I got the news that that is the most popular film at the time now that people buy to watch. The people who didn't get the chance to watch it directly. Uh, well, my hope is that makes them think again that so these are part of our brothers and sisters in Iran. So we are a multinational, multi-religious, multi-language country, all the same. So these are a small part of this country. So then their behavior should be exactly the same as they expect the others to treat them. So this is my message in the film.
ایها الناس ما همه بشریم بنده یک خدای دادگریم خواهران و برادران همیم چون ز یک مادر و ز یک پدریم